Andy, are you there?
I am back and I do have access to audio. Dan, did you need something?
You mentioned that other arraignment. That's not me, then I'm assuming.
I will check. I do have another one for you out of Van Buren that I'm going to send your way in just a moment. We have multiple this morning, 5 or 6. So let me look at the one that they were referring to. The other one is you as well. So I will get you the information for that one.
Okay, thanks.
So it looks like you have 3 right as of right now.
Okay.
Dan, do you
Yep.
need to go in a breakout room with Huron?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
Andy, the question is, what is Judge Oakley's preference?
For which file, Judge? I'm sorry.
For the request?
Oh, for Jackson.
Yes.
I will call Judge Oakley and ask him. They're just requesting for arraignment. I did let them know
You-
that it,
You don't have to call him. The question is, what historically is his practice? Or, I'm sorry, unless you don't know.
I don't actually know. We don't get records requests very often. I believe all they wanted access to was the live stream, which they now have access to, as well as they were sending a photographer out to come to the court in person, which I did advise them that the only thing in the courtroom would be you. So they're aware of that.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.
This is 220422 FY, State of Michigan versus Scott Lee Hawkins. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Batar on behalf of Mr. Scott Hawkins.
State your name for me, please, sir.
Scott Lee Hawkins.
Mr. Hawkins, today is the day and time set for your arraignment on these felony charges. You've had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Batar, correct?
Yes,
Mr. Batar, how are we proceeding with the arraignment in this matter?
Your Honor, I've gone over the charges with my client. We will waive a formal rating and stand mute, please.
Thank you. Mr. Hawkins, you have a right to be represented by an attorney in this felony matter. There is a petition for a court-appointed attorney attached to the front of your file. The court is signing that. You will be assigned an attorney going forward. It will not be Mr. Batar. You will be represented by another attorney who will rely on the contact information on your petition to get in contact with you before your next appearance date. Sir, you also have the right to be considered for pretrial release. There is a recommendation from law enforcement that does not specifically speak to a bond amount, but provides that you have outstanding warrants on a felony matter, on a misdemeanor matter out of First District Court in Monroe, on an assault case, that you have a history of non-appearance, that the police have been to this same location 3 prior times. They are asking that you have no contact with the victim in this case, that you not ingest, purchase, possess any alcohol or drugs or dependency of this case, and that you not be released without a GPS tether. Mr. Batara, your comment as to bond, please.
Yes, Your Honor. He's aware of the misdemeanor warrant out of Monroe. He will take care of that, Judge. He receives SSD benefits due to some mental health issues. He does work part-time, though, at Anytime Fitness. He understands he cannot have any contact with the complainant while this case is pending. He will not return to the home where they live together. He has several friends he can stay with in lieu of returning to that address, Judge. We're asking the court to consider a reasonable bond.
Thank you, Mr. Batara. Because of the history of failing to appear, court will set Mr. Hawkins' bond at $5,000, 10%. Condition of your bond, sir, is that you not return to the address where these allegations occurred, and that you have no contact with the complainant in this case, that being Billy, Billie, last name Theibert. Sir, no contact means no contact, no direct contact, no contact through third persons, no contact through social media. If this court receives information that you've made efforts to be in contact with the victim during the pendency of this case, it could be viewed as a violation of your bond conditions. Your bond could be revoked, and you could spend the balance of this matter in custody. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
The next hearing in this matter will be your probable cause conference, which will occur on June the 15th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. And that will be in courtroom number 2 with Judge Oakley. And as requested, GPS tether, if you post bond, you not be released without GPS tether. Anything else, Mr. Batara?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Huron?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hawkins, have a good day and good luck to you, sir. June 15th, your next appearance date in 220422 FY.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you today, sir? What do you need? Come in. Thank you. Swear affirm the contents of the affidavit are true to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief. Thank you. So if you present money with blood on it to the bank, would they notify the police?
Probably not. Just, I guess it would depend on how much blood.
Judge, when you have a moment, can I confirm the conditions for Mr. Hawkins' bond?
Absolutely. I have a moment. Thank you, sir.
So I have no contact with victim, cannot return to place of offense, and not to be released without GPS tether. Did I miss anything that you ordered?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, just to give you the heads up, I did go ahead and email over the PTR for Hawkins.
I brought my iPad out thinking that that's what you would do. Thank you, ma'am.
Perfect, thank you. Since Van Buren is taking a minute to get on, I'll go ahead and call airport and see if they're able to join.
Thank you, ma'am. Hmm.
All right, airport is on the way with Mr. Jackson. He did request to speak with MIDC. And Detective Carmona did also let me know that Prosecutor Carly Cox did want to be on Zoom for Mr. Jackson's arraignment. So he is going to be contacting the prosecutor as well.
Thank you.
Hey, Judge, it's me, Mayor. Can, I've got security on the phone. Can Channel 2 come up and sit in the jury box?
There's nothing to watch, but they're welcome to come up.
There's nothing to watch, but they're welcome to come up.
I think Brooks is standing right outside the door, so he would be in here with them.
Yeah, they're sending them up right now.
There's nobody physically in the courtroom. That's awfully curious, but good morning, airport.
Good morning, Judge. Detective
Would you please
Tremolo.
put Mr. Jackson into the breakout with Mr. Fatar? There we go, fast enough. I'm good. Good morning, sir. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. They said you were lonely and wanted some
I'm never lonely when Officer Brooks is around.
company.
We're just on Zoom. If you want
I
to,
know,
dealer's choice, he'll turn on the monitor for you, but
that's what they wanted, I don't know, I just do what I'm told,
I understand.
so.
Like all the rest of, wherever you want to be, since I'm the only one that's gonna be in here.
Get out, be out of your way right here.
You can be out of my, I'm not leaving right here, so whatever's easiest for you to get set up.
I appreciate you.
No worries.
What's this guy's name?
Raymond Jackson.
Raymond Jackson, is he the first one up?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've already done one, but he'll be the next one that's called.
Judge,
Andy?
I do have an update for Miss Agarwal. She did, Van Buren did get her in front of the camera for her court date this morning for her trespassing case with Magistrate Hinman. And they are requesting, since she already spoke with MIDC, they're requesting to handle her arraignment as well. So you can set aside that extra file that I made up for her. We won't need that one.
We will not need it. Okay,
Correct.
thank you.
Thank you.
Where's the sound? I'm sorry. Who's the sound? Right here?
There's a speaker right over your head. Are you comfy? Would you like me to bring you a blanket? A nice Afghan? I'm looking at you.
Oh, not me?
I'm not looking, yeah, I'm looking at Kia.
Yeah, they took the elevator, made me take the stairs. Tim's trying to give me the collection plate.
Can dress you guys up. I can't take you anywhere. Have you looked at Wednesday? It's not as bad as it's been. But
Any injustice?
I'm still trying to finish tomorrow, so I'll let you know this afternoon. Marianne has she has a file for it, the metal bin thing. Airport. We already did Huron. There's two Van Buren's in the hopper. Indecent exposure. You haven't applied yourself clearly. I said you have not applied yourself clearly. So I saw the new Van Buren truck on Saturday, the new pickup truck that doesn't have the blue letter, it has the like matte black gray decals on the side of it. They call it the new livery, which seems like an awful fancy name for decals and graphics, but
Your Honor, is the suspect going to be up on the screen?
yes,
Okay, thank you.
eventually.
Full screen?
You know what? I don't know how it'll come up. If I change it to that, yeah, that's not gonna help. That's why the feed that they're getting from YouTube is better.
They're rolling on it too. They just want to be in court. Well, they weren't, it hadn't come up, then it popped up. Your last one popped up when I was almost here. So they said, just keep going. They said, get a wonderful shot of the judge.
No, I tell people we're open to the public. We've been here since last May. We've been open, I think, since August-ish.
Right.
But I'm usually sitting in here by myself, so.
This is craziness.
He said, do I miss it?
Do you miss the craziness with all the people in here?
It's just different. I know it's easier for some people to just be able to log on versus having to come here and wait.
I got, a buddy of mine was a sergeant, retired. We've been friends since childhood. And he's a retired sergeant from Farmington Hills. He retired young,
Mm-hmm.
so he had nothing to do. He was doing like some security work and that, so a position came up in the court. So he took a position with Judge Marlon Parker in Farmington Hills Court, which ironically, back when she was practicing law, before she was a judge, she was my divorce attorney. So I've known Parker Marlon for years. And so he said when everything went to Zoom and everything, he said she had to tell people, get your butt out of the tub. And she said, he told me all the horror stories.
We all have the stories because I tell people, I went to school all those years and at least once a month, I still have to say to somebody, either put on a shirt or stop eating or stop smoking or stop driving or any number. I said, if you would not walk in these doors doing it, don't do it. Don't come in out of the breakout room screaming out. You would never walk through these doors and scream out. People just have lost their sense of decorum.
Yeah, he told me that people be smoking weed. They're doing it, and they're addressing the judge and they're taking a hit of weed. He said, he's telling me all the stories about it. He said, they had one guy in a tub, and somebody was smoking weed. He said, and I guess I read an article about, or I saw a story about a judge that somebody was dressed in a ripped shirt and jeans, and he said, you never addressed this courtroom. I guess he gave me hell or something like that. Did you read that?
I don't remember that one specifically, but there's been so many over the last 2 years. It's hard to keep track of.
Right, yeah, I read a story or something like that where the judge, I guess, or no, it was on TV, where the judge, I guess, really went off on some guy for not dressing properly for court, even though he was home. And I had to laugh because it made perfect sense, you know what I mean? Because the guy was dressed up in you know, just old ripped up t-shirt and everything else. And he just gave all kind of, the judge just laid into him. He said, I want to see you back tomorrow. I want you dressed in a nice shirt, jacket, and everything else. You look presentable to this court. We'll do your case tomorrow. The next day he was all dressed up nicely.
The question is, how much of a fight do you want to have about that? People used to come in here in jeans and t-shirts, pajama bottoms and stuff when we were open to the public. So I don't expect you in a full suit, but at least dress like this is important to you. At least have on a shirt and not a ski cap and laying in the bed with the covers over you and whatnot.
We had there's a judge over in, I think 36th district. Or it might be, recorder's court. That, we're allowed when the temperature hits over 80 degrees, or whatever, we're allowed to wear shorts. He will not allow us in court in shorts. Even the camera, you know, so, Chester, who worked with Channel 4, he went in, they told him, you can't go in. So he went around the corner to the one that stores on Woodward,
Mm-hmm.
to the Nike store. And they were just about to open, he's knocking on their door, and he opened up, he goes, can you appear sweatpants now? You know what I mean? So he ran in, grabbed a pair off the rack, bought them, and ran back to court.
There was Judge James in Inkster, and not where that building is now. They used to have a smaller building, and they were right across the parking lot from a secondhand store. She had a whole list of stuff on the notices that you could not wear. If people would come to the door inappropriately attired, they would send them across the parking lot, get yourself a $2 or $3 pair of pants or an appropriate shirt and come back. And people didn't think she was serious. Well, I left my phone at home one day. My husband was bringing it to me and he had on jeans. You couldn't come in with jeans on. So I had to go to the door to get the phone from him. But I said, you have to act like this is important, because if you're being charged with something serious and you're on the screen with no shirt on, with a bonnet or something, you're telling me that this is just not important to you. I need you to, like I said, you don't have to dress to the nines, but at least look like you've come to handle business and that this is serious to you.
Yeah, I'm I've been with Wayne County Sheriff's Department for years. In fact, I was talking to a gentleman downstairs, I remember him from, he was out of there in like 97, so I remember him. He's one of the guys at the door.
I don't know. Who? James. Oh, boy, here we go.
I was talking to him, you know what I mean, and, anyway, we always have a thing, if you can't go to court, properly, we'll give you lunch. Or green. We'll give you something nice and green to wear.
I'm not that big of a stickler for it. Like I said, no, I'm not gonna make you wear a collared shirt, but at least a shirt, right? Kid, I set the bar low, a shirt. And no cap and not lay in the bed and
Not tore up jeans.
tore up jeans. I'm not losing any sleep about. It is the style for some. Not driving while you're here for driving while license suspended, you know, that kind of thing.
Right.
Not washing dishes, what was it? I'm trying to think of, what did I see? There was a gentleman in the bathroom who did his entire business with the camera showing, and then when he stood up to leave, it wasn't my courtroom, it was somebody else's, but I think people don't understand that yet right now we're streaming. So people can see you in your little square. You're not in the privacy of your own home. You are being recorded for us and streamed. And if you want to exhibit yourself to the world, this might not be the best forum, but.
Does it stream up now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so they can hear me.
They can hear you. That little thing right there that says recording in live. Yeah, we're recording in live.
I love working for Fox too.
Good morning, Van Buren.
Good morning. How are you, ma'am?
How are you, sir?
Fantastic, thank you.
I have airport in the queue for arraignments. I had these two from you and I wasn't, one shows as waived MIDC And the other one is MIDC. Mr. Brumfield needs to speak to Mr. Batar, who's in the breakout with the airport case. If Ms. Agrawal is ready to proceed, this is the waiver of the MIDC. We can do it.
Yes, ma'am. Magistrate Hinman just concluded with her. So
we're
he's
ready.
already arraigned her
Did-
on her.
Maybe I
domestic
didn't
violence.
understand.
Yes.
Andy, did
So that-
Al do this arraignment for the
Yes.
domestic violence?
Yes, he went
Oh.
ahead and handled her arraignment for the domestic violence case with her other case that was scheduled for today. So we don't need to worry about that file. It's just going to be for Van Buren. It's just going to be Broomfield. We're just waiting on Dan.
When you said you didn't need the temporary file, I missed that part of the explanation. So this court's not doing anything in 220362. I'll send the temporary back down when the Huron file comes back down.
Awesome. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am.
Van Buren, I'm going to go ahead and put you into a breakout room. And then when the attorney is available, he'll be in to speak with Mr. Broomfield.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.
So is she helping you learn it too? She helping you learn it too? The Van Buren's in the breakout for you when we get done with Mr. Jackson.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Oh, presents for me. Thank you. We have another one. Where? She's gone. Sumter's using a form that I haven't seen before, Mary Ann, for the court-appointed attorney.
They like to be different, don't they? In the nicest way I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. So airport didn't get the memo to come out of the breakout room, I think is what happened.
I'll go back and check on him.
you think you know?
Judge Marianne, he says he does not have an option to leave that breakout room, the detective that is.
I think between Marion and Andy, they'll find a way to get him out.
Okay.
And I know they were calling for the county prosecutor to come, but I'm not going to hold an arraignment because they haven't logged on yet. So I don't know if detective has some update from the prosecutor's office. Are we ready on Jackson?
Defense is ready.
I'm just looking for your client, sir.
That's him in the purple,
Oh,
Judge.
he's just bent over. My apologies. 220425 FY. This is State of Michigan versus Raymond Anthony Jackson Jr. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Batar on behalf of Raymond Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, I need you to sit up and state your name for the record, please. Mr. Jackson,
Mr. Jackson, you need to state your name for the judge, please.
Raymond Jackson.
thank you. Today is the day and time set for an arraignment on these felony charges. For purposes of arraignment, Mr. Batar, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Judge. I've gone over the charges with Mr. Jackson. We will waive a formal reading and stand mute, please.
Thank you. Mr. Jackson, you have a right to be considered for, you have a right to be represented by an attorney in this felony matter. Attached to the front of the file was a petition for court-appointed attorney. Although your information appears on there, it indicates that you refuse to sign the petition. This court will sign the petition. You will be assigned an attorney going forward. It will not be Mr. Batar. It will be another attorney who will rely on the information you provided to be in contact with you. Sir, you also have a right to be considered for pretrial release. There is a recommendation from the airport that your bond be set at 100,000, 10%. And that you not be allowed to come to Detroit Wayne Metro Airport unless you are there on official business. Mr. Batar, your comment as to bond in this matter.
Your Honor, Mr. Jackson is 32 years old. He has no prior felony convictions. He was last employed up until Tuesday of last week. That was at DigiKey. He has an employment history before that as well, Judge. We're asking the court to consider a reasonable bond.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Jackson, the court will set your bond at 10,000, 10%. Condition that you do not return to Detroit Metro Airport unless you are there on official business. The next step in these proceedings, sir, will be your probable cause conference on June the 15th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. That will be in courtroom number 2 with Chief Judge Brian Oakley. Again, this file number is 220425 FY. Next appearance date, June 15th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. Mr. Batar, I'm not sure if you had the opportunity to discuss Mr. Jackson's other matters with him. He was scheduled to be in this courtroom number 1 back on June 2nd, 2022. He has 20WM01471A, B, C, D, E, 20WM01472OM. Those matters were going to be set for show cause based on his failure to appear on June the 2nd. The show cause will be canceled. The next step in those files will be a pretrial on June 16, 2022 at 10:20 a.m. in courtroom number 1. Bond in each of these matters will be reset as 5,000 personal bonds. He also has 21L5491708OT. This is Wayne County Sheriff's versus Raymond Jackson. The matter will be scheduled for an arraignment pretrial on June the 22nd, 2022 at 8:45 a.m. in courtroom number 2 with Chief Judge Brian Oakley. And there is 21L549170BOI, Wayne County Sheriff's versus Jackson. Mr. Jackson owes the court $294 in unpaid fines and costs. Anything else for Mr. Jackson, Mr. Patar?
Judge, I would just let you know he is aware of those other matters. We did speak briefly about that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, Wayne County?
No, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Jackson, I will see you on the 15th, sir. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Patar. There should be Van Buren at number 3 for you.
Okay.
I got your phone over here.
Did someone send me into number 3? The only option I have is for 1.
Thank you, sir.
Want to show his face? Guess he's embarrassed.
Have a good day, sir.
You too, ma'am.
Thank
Nice-
you.
It was very nice talking to you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Good morning, Sumter.
Good morning, Judge Martin. How you doing?
I am super. How have you been?
Very good, very good.
We have one ahead of you from Van Buren, so if you would sit tight, we'll get to you in just a moment.
Okay, very good.
This is 220426 FY, State of Michigan versus Joseph Broomfield. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Batar on behalf of Joseph Broomfield.
State your name for me, please, sir.
Joseph Lawrence Broomfield.
Thank you, Mr. Broomfield. Today is the day and time set for your arraignment in this felony matter. Mr. Batar, how are we proceeding with the arraignment, sir?
I have gone over the charge with Mr. Broomfield, Your Honor. We will waive a formal reading. Stand mute, please.
Yes, sir.
How's your morning going? Good, good. Monday morning, try to catch everything.
Mr. Broomfield, you have the right to be represented by an attorney in this felony matter. If you can't afford one, the court is in the position to appoint one for you. There's a petition for a court-appointed attorney attached to the front of the file. The court has signed that. You will be assigned an attorney going forward. It will not be Mr. Batar. It will be a different attorney that relies on the contact information on your petition to be in communication with you before your next scheduled court date. Sir, you also have the right to be considered for pretrial release. The bond recommendation from Van Buren Department of Public Safety indicates that they do not oppose personal bond in this case and further indicate that you have an MDOC retainer. Mr. Batar, any comment as to bond?
Judge, we would ask you to give him a personal bond. He lives with his mother in the city of Detroit. He works doing construction. He has two minor daughters, the ages of 17 and 5.
Thank you. Mr. Broomfield, the court will set your bond at $5,000 personal. You do not need to post any money, but what you must do is appear at your future court dates and participate in these proceedings until this matter is resolved in its entirety. Your next scheduled court date will be your probable cause conference, which will be on June the 15th, 2022 at 9:15 a.m. in courtroom number 2. Again, Van Buren, this file number is 220426 FY. Next appearance date, June 15th at 9:15 a.m. in number 2. Anything else, Mr. Batar, in this matter?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else, Van Buren?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Mr. Broomfield, have a good day, sir. Good luck to you. Sumter, you'll see an invitation to join Mr. Batar in the breakout room so that
I think you sent me into the wrong breakout room, Andy or Marianne.
I did just pull it up. It looks like Sumter's in room number 3. I don't know if you're able to rejoin 3 or not.
Yep.
Where you're at, and you're all the way down.
Judge, did you still have Mr. Jackson's felony file?
I do.
The one ending in 425. Can I just confirm the bond information for that one?
Yes, ma'am.
So I have 10,000, 10%. And then I didn't catch the conditions, if you wouldn't mind letting me know what those were.
Do not return to the airport unless they're on official business.
All right, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Marianne. This Friday and Saturday, the rodeo is coming to the Wayne County Fairgrounds.
Oh, uh-oh. So what does
I
that
think
mean?
we
Are
should
you-
get the, I think
are
we
you
should get
getting
the
your
white shuttle
cowboy
bus
boots
together
on?
and drive over there. Hmm?
You're gonna get your cowboy boots out?
I think that we should take a field trip. I think that we should get on the little white bus and drive over to the fairgrounds.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Hey, you know what? I saw a big billboard that said Lake Day or Lake Fest.
Lake Fest.
Yeah, is that something new? I don't remember that before.
They did it last year and they had the 0.1 mile run or walk that was rained out, but people were dressed up in costumes and whatever else. There was music. There were dragon boat races on the lake. And what was the other thing? Oh, shopping.
Oh,
That's where I got those. That's where I got those last black earrings with the little studs on them. They came from
Oh.
Lake Fest.
yeah, okay. Is it, just- they shut the town, do they shut Main Street down?
Right
That-
there, yes, ma'am, right there at 4th Street Square, and they had booths set up there. They had the banners and stuff for the sponsors out. What else?
Yes.
There were just a lot of cute little craft vendor kind of things. It was nice.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm just waiting for Sumter to pop back out. Here we are. This is 220382 FY, State of Michigan versus Andrew Twomey Galindez. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Batar on behalf of Mr. Tommy Galindez.
Sir, state your name for me.
Andrew Twomey Galindez, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Today is the day and time set for your arraignment in this felony matter. For purposes of arraignment, Mr. Batar, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I've gone over the charges with my client. We will waive a formal reading. Stand mute, please.
Thank you. Sir, you have the right to be represented by an attorney in this felony matter. If you're unable to afford an attorney, the court can appoint one for you. Attached to the front of your file is a completed petition for a court-appointed attorney. The court will grant that request. You'll be assigned an attorney going forward. It will not be Mr. Batar, but the attorney assigned will use the contact information in the file to be in communication with you, sir. You also have the right to be considered for pretrial release. The recommendation from Sumter Township Police Department indicates that the police do not oppose a personal bond in this matter. Mr. Batar, any comment as to bond?
Judge, we would ask you to adopt a personal bond. We don't believe he's any type of flight risk. This was an out of custody warrant. He wasn't aware of the charges until he was pulled over as a passenger in his friend's motor vehicle.
Thank you, sir. The court will set your bond at $5,000 personal. You do not need to post any money, but what you must do is appear at all future court dates and participate in these proceedings until this case is resolved. Your next appearance date will be your probable cause conference on June 15th, 2022 at 9:45 a.m. in courtroom number 2 with Judge Oakley. Again, this file number is 220382 FY, and the next appearance date is June the 15th at 9:45 a.m. Anything else, Mr. Batar?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Sumter?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Twomey Galindez. Sir, good afternoon to you. Good luck to you. June 15th is your next appearance date.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good
Oh,
rest of
I'm
your day.
sorry.
Your Honor.
I'm sorry. Sumter, before you go,
Yeah.
Mr. Twomey Galindez, you have another outstanding unrelated matter with this court where you still owe $412. So when you get the
Okay.
opportunity, I would say sometime this week, make arrangements to pay the balance in full, $412, sir.
May I ask what that is for, Your Honor?
Absolutely. It is for a resisting and obstructing attempt on the police officer with an offense date of October 12th, 2019.
Okay, 2019.
And it looks like you appeared in court in this matter in December of 2019.
How much was it again? I'm sorry.
All right.
$412 remains due and owing, sir.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. I'll take care of that.
Have a good day, sir.
You as well. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, Your Honor. You have a good one.
Thank you. Thank
You
you,
all
you too. Anything else in the hopper, Andy?
Nothing else.
You're finally done with me, Andy?
We are finally done.
Judge, I'll see you in Marietta on Wednesday. I have a bench trial with you, so.
I don't need to turn it off.
Okay,
Yeah,
Mr.
you're free to go,
Batar,
man.
be
They'll
well.
send you something in the mail.
Everyone take care.
You too.